I will say this: you look around, the opportunities, the opportunities that are presented by a state-of-the-art educational facility, they'll be unsurpassed in this region. You know, I'm confident that our 5th grade students are going to benefit greatly. It's a change, and change takes a while to get comfortable with that. But you know, I can't see a comparison between going from buildings that were built in the 1960s and renovated in the 1980s and 90s to, you know, state-of-the-art facility that's 2010. And you know, the opportunities that are presented, even with the high school facilities that we have, you know, the athletic facilities, the swimming pool, the auditoriums, gymnasiums, all these things that we have up here that the kids would have access to.
Will they, you probably haven't gotten this far yet, but will they have the opportunity to have swimming in 5th grade then?
No, why not? I don't think there'd be a barrier to that.
Will there be, what about playground, you know, having a recess or anything like that?
I mean, if people feel strongly about 5th grade having recess, I mean, I'd be okay with gym. But, you know, the 5th grade thing, and again, those are things we can talk about and see what your philosophy is and how strongly people feel about those. Because nothing's out of the question. And like you know me, I mean, I always give you an answer, and I always back it with as much reasoning as I can provide. You know, sometimes I give answers I don't like, sometimes I give answers you don't like, sometimes we all agree, but you know, we at least deserve answers and you know, at least some type of communication. So, okay, so we can do that. And if you'd like, you know, probably in the fall, and this is really, you know, this is probably one of the bigger decisions because it has a direct impact on a target group of children, so it matters. And so I want to make sure that I'm out making sure that we're talking as much as you folks need to be talking with, right? So, and those are all good points. You know, recess. You know, I would look at that and say, well, geez, if you're up here, you know, recess is kind of like an extra gym. Almost, you know, you can almost do. You got the track, you got the field, you got the baseball, softball, gyms, you know, big gyms. And so in 5th grade, you have to go out on the playground, or can you do life activities, swimming, things like that. So, and again, we can talk about that. So, because the schedule doesn't change. That's the neat thing about it. Conceptually, it's hard because you're here. But if you think about a self-contained wing, the philosophies don't really change. I mean, the schedule would stay the same. What you do remains. Nothing changes with that, right? Because it's still the same schedule. It's just we need time to wrap our minds around the fact that it's here. That's it. Okay? Yes.
Would there be exclusively 5th grade teachers?
Excuse me. Yeah, the staff's coming up.
You keep saying 2 years, so that affects the 3rd graders. Kids who are in 3rd grade this year.
Yes.
So it will be next fall, it will be the next fall.
Yes. Not 9, 10, 10, 11. Yeah. So that's why I'm trying to get to home schools and so everybody gets a chance to. So.
My son was asking me if there is a playground here.
There's not a playground, but there's a lot of ground.
Yeah.
We don't have the swing sets and we don't have that stuff, buddy. Not up here, we don't. That's not out of the question. You know, really. That's, you know, we need to have 5th graders say, you know, you want to put a spot up here where you have that stuff. I mean, I'm the last one to say if they're ready to move on from that or not. So, I don't know. You know, maybe we'll talk to the 5th graders and see what they think. So, right? Nothing's out of the realm of, and that's a good question. So I'm glad you asked that. So, never too young to ask questions, right? Okay. Okay, if there's anything else, please, again, don't be afraid to get a hold of me or make sure you get to home schools. And, you know, we'll schedule some specific meetings in the fall throughout next year to make sure everybody has a chance to plan this thing out smooth.
When is the, do you have a date to begin the renovation?
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to get into.
Oh.
Yeah, nice segue, thank you, by the way. The second thing I want to talk about, yes?
I'm just curious, if you're moving 5th grade up here, that would leave more room for other grades. Are you planning on closing a school then?
Ah, you snuck that in there. No, we're not. There's no schools. There's no way we can close school. I'll be honest with you. That's not something we plan on visiting until 2024. So, as everybody does a master head, okay, when's my kid graduate? 12 minus 9 equals, I got you. And the big question, my open folks.
Yeah.
All right, that's the big thing. This is a sneaky way to.
That's a fifth of the students that are there, so you don't think you're gonna close the school?
There's no reason. You know, it's a very healthy, vibrant school. And honestly, it's a growth school.
I'm not
So-
Oakland alumni, but.
Are you? Born and raised? Yeah. They're very tough people. Oakland being Oakland. Now, and the reality is, and I'm very open about this. Oakland, right now, there's a small class at Oakland, 12 students, which I believe will be the class that's going to be coming up. But the reality around that is that entire third grade is very small. It's not just Oakland that's small. That entire population is an anomaly. It's smaller than what we're used to seeing. But Oakland is running at 20, 21, 22 in the class, 23. I mean, it's a healthy school. There's lots of movement, lots of people are relocating to that country area, and so yeah, that's not on the horizon. I tell you, and again, I'm gonna put it out there. 14 years we start talking, right? And we say, you make a decision. Do you renovate all the elementary schools? By that time, I wouldn't even want to guess what the cost would be. Do you close Oakland, ship them into the south side and do 2, have north side, south side, or do you shut them all down and go with one big central elementary school? So, I mean, that's logic you think about. Don't get scared, have nightmares. That's way down the road, right? Don't worry about that stuff. But hopefully, that's stuff I get to worry about. But we'll see where we are in 15 years. So this is stressful enough for me. Don't talk too much on me yet. So. But no, there's no plans on it. I'm very comfortable saying that here. There's nothing that would, short of a major infrastructural collapse or, which we check those buildings constantly. Constantly making investments in Oakland. New well systems, new septics, we're always trying to maintain as much as we can. So.